Welcome back. Today I'm going to make this jig for hand cutting spirals. On the follow-up on Monday on my Q&A channel, I'll show you how I made these. Let's go ahead and get started. The wood chop is sponsored by I want to countersink the faceplate into this piece of wood, and it's 1 3/4 inches, so I'm going to drill that out with a Forstner bit. I left a little bit of material in there. This is a piece from another project, so I already had a hole drilled in the center for a worm screw. And I'm just going to go ahead and remount it and just clean up the face a little bit. It's not real critical, but just make it look nice. And I'm just using, I don't know if these are even drywall screws, but maybe they're a little heavier duty, but normally don't use these on a faceplate like this, but the faceplate's inside of here, and I'm not gonna have the lathe running when I'm using this thing, so it doesn't, not really gonna matter that much. All right, then I'm just gonna mount it right onto the lathe. Turn the face of it. As far as the thickness goes on this, you want to be able to have your spur center in there and have it sticking out enough to where you can work on the piece without this being in the way. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I got, I don't know, maybe 1/2 inch or so sticking out, but I want a little bit more than that. So I just use the tool rest to mark center on it, and then I mark centered on this. We'll do this to see where the handles are going to go, and I'll drill right down in there with a Forstner bit. Just mark all these. I'm using a 5/8 inch Forstner bit, and I'm just drill down in there about 3/4 of an inch. On the follow-up on Monday on my Q&A channel, I'll show you how I made both these styles here. So how the jig works is place your tool up against it and fall along the line. You want to cut a kerf in these first, and I'll show you that in the video as well. There we go. It's just a nice little tool that makes hand cutting spirals pretty easy. And I used myrtle wood and walnut for it. It's 1.5 inches thick, 8.5 inches across, and the handles are 4 inch. But you can vary that however you want, depending on your lathe. I will do on the follow-up on Monday on my Q&A channel, I'll do one of these and I'll show you how to lay it out and everything, and use a saw to cut a kerf in the spiral, and which makes the tool guide a lot easier. I was just kind of demonstrating that one, and I didn't do that, but that will really help. And another thing, Yuval put up a video, I think about a month or so ago. I'll put a link down below in the description to it, because he took a piece of wood like this and put an indexing system on it for the front of his lathe on the headstock. And I think I was just kind of messing around with this, but I may take that off of there and put an indexing system on the front of it. I think it would really help if you're trying to do spiral on a bowl or vase or something. And then we can turn it by hand. So very cool. All right. If this is your first time here, I have a new project video every Friday. I hope to see you there. And if you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to this channel and my Q&A channel. The links are in the description. Take care.